Hello and welcome to CVR News Network, and you are watching CVR English, and we are now concentrating on Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana elections counting. Since morning, the early trends have shown in Haryana that Congress has been leading and it has even cleared the halfway mark. But just 1 hour back, entire political scenario, entire the counting scenario and all the numbers have completely changed when BJP has overtaken. At one point of time, Congress was leading in 60 seats. And kindly note that 46 is the halfway mark and Congress was leading 60 seats, whereas BJP was trailing completely. So Congress cadres were even started celebrations. But just an hour back, the complete scenario has changed, and right now the trends are showing in such a way that Congress is trailing in 38, whereas BJP is leading in 47. 47 is crossing the halfway mark, means a simple majority. If this particular scenario continues till the evening, then it's obviously an advantage of BJP. On the other hand, in Jammu and Kashmir, the National Conference Press Congress coalition is showing a quick trend when it is showing a lead of completely lead of about 50 seats, and BJP is limited to 28. Kindly note that in all the exit polls have shown a hung towards Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, and Congress is gaining the clean margin in Haryana. But now it is completely different. Jammu and Kashmir, the lead is very clear, whereas in Haryana it is neck to neck fight. And on the other hand, during the entire campaign scenario, one particular party has caught the news, that is the Aam Aadmi Party. Just in the month of April, its chief and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal was arrested in the liquor scam, and he has come out on bail being the party president, and he has campaigned in the Lok Sabha elections in Delhi, but in Delhi it did not fare well. Later on, as India Alliance, everyone thought that in Haryana, Congress and AAP would be contesting, but finally it did not happen. Both have contested separately. But on the other hand, we are clearly seeing that AAP did not create any influence in this present scenario. To speak more about the performance of Aam Aadmi Party and also about the overall scenario of the Haryana and also Jammu and Kashmir, we have in our midst the Aam Aadmi Party Telangana spokesperson, Mr. Vijay Reddy. Mr. Vijay Reddy, namaste. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
So, can you give your initial comments? What are your feelings? What exactly are you feeling now?
So, like you rightly mentioned, our top leadership, starting from Arvind Kejriwal ji, Manish Sisodia ji, Sanjay Singh ji, you name them, all of them were being put behind bars right before the general election. And it continued until Haryana elections were supposed to take place. So, we were expecting a far better result as far as Aam Aadmi Party in Haryana is concerned. We gave our all in. We contested 89 out of 90 seats, and since Haryana is neighboring Delhi and is also close to Punjab, that was the most natural expansion target for us as a party concern. But we haven't performed as to our expectations, so that is something that we all have to introspect and then see how it is going to go forward. But with regards to the current election results that are spanning out in the state of Haryana, well, I was personally hoping that BJP is defeated this time, especially after them neglecting the Jawan, Kisan and Pahalwan, the three main, the backbone of Haryana is how they call it. So, but the trend currently shows in the favor of BJP. But one point I'd like to bring to your notice is the popular vote, the vote percentage is still with the Congress. They are having around 41% of popular vote right now, whereas BJP is having 38% of the vote. So it clearly shows, though the BJP is ahead in terms of seats, there is a lot of dissent that people are expressing against BJP. It hasn't been very long since the NDA has won the Lok Sabha elections, but still the people of Haryana have expressed their disagreement, and we still have to wait till the entire results are out. As we have to note that there are 7 seats where BJP is just having a margin of less than 1,000, and they are just ahead of 9 seats ahead of Congress right now. So we still can't be sure what the final result is going to be, so we'll have to wait and watch.
But Mr. Reddy, one thing I would like to ask you that during initially you thought of forming a coalition with the Congress, And within no time after Atishi has become the Delhi Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal has made one statement that probably we may not win, but we will be a kingmaker. Arvind Kejriwal himself said. So everybody has raised their eyebrows that what is this statement, because that is to some extent confident that he is not very much confident about his victory. But in this particular scenario, why he didn't go for coalition and why to contest? If he is not so much confident, why to contest in all the seats?
See, a political party is like any student. If you take an example, they'll have to give a test even though they're not confident. You can't expect a student who's studying be like, okay, you're not confident, don't give a final exam. So for a political party, contesting elections is their exam. Win or lose, you fight there. You give the confidence to the karyakartas, you give the confidence to the leadership that we as a national party are growing. So irrespective of us being however strong or not strong we are going to fight elections in all possible states where we have a good leadership and ground cadre. Now coming to the coalition point, see, our coalition with Congress is not where we are making backdoor deals and joining hands with Congress. We are fighting Congress where we have to fight Congress. We fought Congress in Punjab, but we didn't fight Congress in Delhi because the equation was such. So we had to join hands to defeat and to fight against BJP, where Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, where Congress was reliant on Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, whereas in Haryana, Congress has its own cadre, Congress has its own support base, and it is strong enough. It was not reliant on Aam Aadmi Party. So it was naturally not needed for Congress to form an alliance with Aam Aadmi Party. We definitely tried for it. We wanted to form an alliance, but they were not reciprocating the same. And I guess the same thing will happen in Delhi. Congress would love to have an alliance with Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, but Aam Aadmi Party doesn't need Congress in Delhi when it comes to state elections. So our alliance, I can say that going forward until the next Lok Sabha elections is only going to be at the national level, at the Lok Sabha level or the Rajya Sabha level. But whereas when it comes to states, we have to fight our own elections, we have to expand as a national party, so we will not be having alliance with Congress in the state elections.
But when your aim is to grow and to stop the BJP, why don't you compromise at the state levels also?
See, it's not about compromising at the state levels. When it comes to ideology, we have a certain ideology that we are following. We are focusing on certain agenda items like education, healthcare, electricity. So we want to provide those to the people of the country and the people of the state. So while we have a certain promises and guarantees as Aam Aadmi Party, we can't bulldoze our promises if the Congress of that unit of that particular state is not interested to take our points forward. So we can't compromise on our agendas. So that's the reason why we are not compromising and forming alliances with Congress.
But frankly speaking, during the coalition agendas, usually when you have already accepted that you are not going to win the election, this particular agenda will not be coming into the picture, if I am not wrong.
Yeah, but like I also said, our leader Arvind Kejriwal ji has mentioned that we were fighting to become the kingmaker. So if you are a kingmaker, you can still push your agendas to some extent. So the Congress was not interested in forming an alliance with Aam Aadmi Party in Haryana for the reason being they are strong enough and they didn't need our support. Whereas the same would happen in Delhi, where Aam Aadmi Party will fight all the seats, that is 70 seats in Delhi that are coming up in the February of next year.
Okay. And we have seen Natishi before she has become the chief minister, especially regarding the Yamuna water issue. She has gone even into the fast against the Haryana government. Do you think it has created a negative impact on AAP, because she was continuously blaming Haryana only because of the Delhi water crisis?
So blaming the government doesn't mean blaming the people. Delhi has its right share of water that needs to be released. Under the water agreements that both Delhi, Punjab and Haryana have, the Delhi's share was being held in Haryana and without following the due procedure of law. Now this is what Ms. Atishi has raised while she was on her fast. So I don't think this had any impact with regards to the Haryana elections are concerned. But definitely Delhi's right will always be Delhi's right, irrespective of who is in Haryana. It can be Aam Aadmi Party in Haryana for that matter, but every state has its right of water and right share of water, and that needs to be fought for.
But in the Supreme Court, Haryana Chief Minister has argued and he said that they have given the right share. So is that creating a negative impact? That's what
So
And it was proven also, and Supreme Court also did not support Atishri completely at that time.
Well, if it was proven, then why did people Delhi had so much scarcity of water which they have never had for all these years? Delhi is not having its own natural resources. It is reliant on the rivers that flow inwards to Delhi from Haryana. So let's say the share was not enough. Can't Haryana spare some water for people of Delhi? Why did people of Delhi have to form such long queues and fight for water? Can't a state, our own state, in our own country, have a feeling of brotherlyhood and share some more water?
But that hardly happens, because we even see water wars between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu.
I know. So like I said, this was water for drinking. It's not for agricultural purposes. So it's the magnitude of how we are comparing Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana is very different from the magnitude we are comparing with Haryana and Delhi. Yeah. So, well, that to make that point, the issues that Ms. Atishri has raised with regards to the water did not have an impact. But I definitely feel that, like I mentioned, the Jawan, Kisan and Pahalwan, if you take up the issue of Jawans, they have launched the scheme of Agnivir. So what is Agnivir? They want the people who want to sacrifice their life for the country and they want to join the army, you want to make them retire after 4 years. Well, I want to ask, why doesn't that rule apply to Mr. Jaisha? Why can't he retire after 4 years? He got promoted to ICC. A person who doesn't know how to hold a bat is now heading the ICC. The same Agnivir, make him an Agnivir, no? Why only the people of Haryana, Punjab and India make him an Agnivir? When it comes to Kisans who were marching towards Delhi, a peaceful protest, just to voice their opinion that we want minimum support price, legalized minimum support price, you barricade them, you put tear gas, you put water cannons, you do lathi charge on them, a person dies, hundreds injured. And when it comes to Pahalwans, Vinesh Phogat, who fought her, who gave her everything in the Olympics. She had to prepare for Olympics, but she was wrestling on the streets of Delhi, fighting for justice. Mr. Brij Bhushan, whose son got a ticket for Lok Sabha. So I feel all Jawan, Kisan and Pahalwan, all the three people are unhappy with BJP. Though BJP might have its own vote share, I am not discrediting it. But the popular vote also shows that people are not happy with BJP, and I am still hoping that the numbers change.
When it comes to Jawan, Kisan and Pahalwan, Kisan movement is very much successful, and last year on the Kartik Purnami, as we all know, Narendra Modi has recreated himself from the farm loss. But why, if you are saying that both the things, Jawan, Kisan and Pahalwan are the three issues of the same importance, why Indians have failed, or why the non-BJP supporters have failed in the matters of Kisan and Pahalwan? Why only in Jawan and Pahalwan, why only successful in Kisan? What's your opinion on this?
Could you kindly rephrase it? So
Kisan, ultimately the movement became successful when Narendra Modi has cancelled the farm laws.
Yeah.
But in the matter of Agnivir, it did not happen. In the matter of Agnivir also, we have seen huge protests throughout the country.
Yes.
But within no time, they were all stopped. And even Pahalwan also, they were continuously fighting. Fighting went on, but it did not create any impact. On the other hand, everything happened very smoothly.
That's the irony of it. So there are limited resources anybody has. So Kisans, on one hand, I would say, have at least somewhat resources to rely on. They are camping outside Delhi. They are still camping. Some people are still camping outside Delhi where they are stopped at. So I think resources are something that died out with let it be Agnivir protests or Pahalwan's protests. So this is something that the opposition parties have to take up. So you see Ms. Vinesh Phogat has also contested from Congress ticket in Haryana right now, and she is also leading in her seat. So this shows that people who are in disagreement with BJP are also finding political opportunities in other parties. But if not, it's the opposition party's responsibilities to still bring up the issues that are causing issues to the people of the entire nation.
So do you think that these issues, which are very much predominant in Haryana, Kisan, Jawan and Pahalwan, only the BJP vote share single-handedly, it is obstructing the movement of all this?
No, I would say
the traditional vote share of BJP is more than the movement of Jawan, Kisan and Pahalwan.
With the results what we are seeing, the traditional vote share of BJP has held up to it. We'll have to agree to that. There is no denying of that fact. But how the vote share have of Congress increased over the past few years, how the vote share of other parties has increased over the past few years, definitely shows a dissent and disagreement with the BJP. I agree they have done their formula correct. Maybe their selection of candidates was right. Maybe their removal of the existing CM Manohar Lal Khattar and replacing him with another CM was right. I don't know what worked well, but I feel the popular vote share definitely sends a message across the table. It clearly says that though you might have won on certain seats with certain majority, the state as a whole, the majority of the state as a whole is not in agreement with your policies and with your form of administration.
But every time when BJP wins, the opposition party uses the same thing. Even last Lok Sabha elections also, Congress won only 99, whereas BJP on its own won 233. But as a coalition, NDA probably did not fare well. The same dialogues have come that it is an ethical loss to the BJP. But loss is a loss and victory is a victory. Jo jita wahi Singh, obviously, who is ruling matters. Who did not win matters. Where are the opposition parties lagging in this regard?
You are absolutely right, Jo Jita Wahi Sikandar. There is no denying that fact. But I feel, like you said, the opposition parties could have done a better coalition. Like you said, maybe Congress didn't need Aam Aadmi Party in Haryana, but what if they had got us together? What if they have got the other independent candidates who are performing better? Maybe what if they got BSP together? Or so I guess there need to be a in-depth understanding of how better to tackle these, because BJP is winning on a certain agenda, that is divisive politics. Now, when you want to fight divisive politics, you have to come up with conclusive and inclusive politics. So if you want to come up with inclusive politics, you'll have to counter their strategy with something that is stronger and beyond one political party's manifesto or ideology. So I feel it is time for all the political parties. Yes, we have common disagreements, but our bigger picture here is to defeat BJP and their ideology and their divisive politics. So I think it calls for all the opposition parties to rethink, to sit around the table and discuss as to what needs to be taken.
This is what I have asked previously, that when your target is defeating BJP, then why can't you compromise at certain levels?
Of course.
Where agenda doesn't matter, because we are already sure that you are not going to win the election, then why can't you compromise in defeating the BJP? That's what I asked before.
I totally agree with you. Well, the compromise has to be from both the sides, is what I'm saying.
But I'm asking from pertaining to both the sides, not only from your
it can't be from one single side, as I'm completely not aware
as you said, tomorrow, just in very near future, it is the vice versa in Delhi.
Yeah.
At that time.
So, I guess maybe we can have a bigger heart. Maybe Congress didn't in Haryana. Maybe Aam Aadmi Party can have a bigger heart and spare some seats for Congress. So it is a give and take policy. So you can't expect a party that is just growing and has become a national party by within 10 years of its formation to sacrifice all. So you will have to sacrifice some, and then the Aam Aadmi Party will also be ready to sacrifice at the same time and form a better coalition.
So will you be having the same bigger heart in Delhi?
I hope our leaders do. I hope. I mean, an eye to an eye is makes everybody blind. So I hope the party leadership in Delhi also takes this into account, because this is not just ending with Haryana or Delhi for that matter. We have Maharashtra coming up. We have Gujarat in 2 years time frame. So we have election after an election, and this is the time for us to prove how united we are. So to defeat the divisive politics of BJP, which are in 2029. So we have to prove each and every election, every single vote percentage matters. Though Aam Aadmi Party got less vote share, but you see that 3 or 4% of vote share would have made difference in seats. So we never know how the vote share plays. So I think if not for Delhi or if not for other elections, as we go forward and as we have more elections coming up, all the other parties that are against the BJP's ideologies have to tie a knot together and find an agreement.
And what's your plan regarding Maharashtra? Are you contesting in?
So with regards to Maharashtra, Aam Aadmi Party is most likely not contesting, is what as far as I know, but I don't know, the leadership might take a call on it. But from what I see, the Aam Aadmi Party is going to focus on Delhi right now, because it is our state where we have formed the party and have been in power for close to 10 years right now. So Delhi is going to be our focus, and I'm sure we are going to win a thumping majority in Delhi. We have won 67 out of 70 in 2015, 62 out of 70 in 2019, and we're going to 2020, and we're going to win even more, I hope, in 2025.
But at the same time, you are losing completely in Lok Sabha elections.
That has happened. Well,
Twice.
that is unfortunate, no doubt about it. But that has been a trend that how Delhi has been voting. Delhi has been voting for BJP or NDA-led government by Mr. Narendra Modi for Lok Sabha elections, and it has been voting to Arvind Kejriwal ji and Aam Aadmi Party for state elections. So I guess they have demarcated as to who the leadership is going to be at which level. So it is Delhi voters. I guess I would leave it to their intellectual abilities as to how they want to vote. But I am very sure that when it comes to Delhi's assembly elections, they would vote Mr. Kejriwal back to the chief minister post. You'll have to agree to this point that all the machinery of BJP, I should also actually not say this, but I want to say this, that ED and CBI have indirectly joined BJP. They are working in favor of BJP. You will be surprised to know this fact that close to 25 prominent leaders against whom ED and CBI have registered cases and have filed complaints against them. 23 crossed the ship over to BJP, and all the cases have been dropped. So do we have to believe in BJP's ED and CBI that they are doing an independent and fair probe, or do we have to believe that they are running on the commands of Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. Modi? So we don't believe in how they are trying to operate the independent and organizations that need to run a fair probe. So Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has resigned after the Supreme Court has said that you didn't find an iota of evidence and you can't hold a person in the court for so long. Only after that he came out into public and he said, I'm resigning from the post of chief minister, and if you think that I'm fit for the post, vote me back to power and I'll become your chief minister. Name one chief minister or name one political leader who can dare let go of his chair in this day and age of Indian politics.
But when Arvind Kejriwal was initially arrested, he did not do that. That's what everybody
He did
asked
not
for.
do that, and he doesn't want to do that because him doing that is part of BJP's gameplay. Why should he play BJP's gameplay? He'll play his own gameplay. He's a master at playing gameplays. So if you want to scare me, if BJP wants to scare Aam Aadmi Party, if BJP wants to threaten Aam Aadmi Party, intimidate Aam Aadmi Party and expect us to resign, we are not going to do that. We will resign to ask people to vote for us if they trust in us. So he resigned only after the Supreme Court said that there is no evidence against him and you can't hold him in jail for so long, and that's after when he has resigned and asked for people's support. He didn't resign because BJP's controlled ED CBI were simply probing him.
But frankly speaking, this entire scenario, since his arrest and since his release and he's stepping down, don't you think your vote share has, you haven't won any seat in the Haryana election, it has played a negative thing in this?
So I would feel
Probably Haryana people has not come to your support because of all this. They believe that Arvind Kejriwal is this.
Well, I personally feel when you stand for an election, the people see the winnability factor. This time in Haryana, Aam Aadmi Party was hoping to become a kingmaker. It was not hoping to become the king itself. So when people see that a political party is not in a position to form the government, though they might be in support of the party, they might not vote for the party when it comes to voting day. So I feel this is where it did not go in our favor. The people of Delhi, a lot of them, they travel to Haryana, a lot of people from Haryana travel to Delhi. So there's a lot of talk about how Aam Aadmi Party's governance is revolutionizing the healthcare and the education system in Delhi, and they want it in Haryana too. Everybody wants good healthcare, everybody wants good education, and everybody wants good electricity, 24/7 electricity. But when it comes to an election, all that people look at is the party going to win? And I feel Aam Aadmi Party was not in that situation in Haryana this time.
Why do you think? Because actually, if you see geographically, you swept Delhi, you swept even Punjab. Everybody were very much astonished at the way you won in Punjab, and Haryana is in between Delhi and Punjab. Why people of Haryana are not got influence from both its neighbors?
Well, that surprises me as well. I hope I had a perfect answer to that. But I think the reason being the way Haryana's politics play out, especially with caste, especially with a lot of occupations that are revolving around caste in general in Haryana is very different from how Delhi's geography or demography is there. So I think Aam Aadmi Party will need a little more time. Hopefully, I think local elections is where Aam Aadmi Party has to focus in Haryana right now. the coming local elections in the near future in Haryana, grow the cadre, because even in Punjab for that matter, Aam Aadmi Party had won four Lok Sabha seats in 2014, and it took them close to 8 years. Only in 2022 they have won Punjab. So for that same thing to happen in Haryana, it will take time. It will need the organization to build up. And you'll also have to take this point into account that the entire Congress leadership, the entire BJP top leadership was campaigning for close to 4 or 5 months in Haryana. Whereas Aam Aadmi Party's top leadership was out only 2 months back, or maybe 1 month back. It's not even been a month since our leader Arvind Kejriwal ji has been released. So even that played an important role. Imagine if Arvind Kejriwal ji had campaigned, had organized, had managed the entire campaign of Haryana since June. It would have been different. June, July, August, September, October, close to 5 months. So 1 month versus 5 months also plays, because we don't have as many resources as BJP or Congress does. We are still a political startup, like if I had to quote it. So we give our all in for every election. We sweat it out. So I think every day matters, and the days and our energy and resources were stolen from us by BJP and its what do you call them? Its allies like ED and CBI.
And one thing I would like to ask, that are you coming out from the frame of AAP is equal to Arvind Kejriwal? Because in Delhi, people are voting for Arvind Kejriwal only, no doubt, because only in this assembly elections only, even Aam Aadmi Party is creating revolution. It did not create any impact in the Lok Sabha or even the municipal elections also. Municipality also is under BJP.
Of Delhi, no.
Okay.
Delhi's municipality has a mayor of Aam Aadmi Party, and it has a major. Aam Aadmi Party has a mayor.
Apologies. And even in Punjab also, there was a rumor when Punjab elections were happening. There was a rumor that probably Arvind Kejriwal might shift to Punjab, because as we all know, there was a strong drift between LG and CM, and he wanted to become full-fledged CM to create the impact in the national politics. So because of that reason only, that might have influenced Punjab voters to see Arvind Kejriwal as the Chief Minister of Punjab. So do you think will you be coming out from AAP is equal to Arvind Kejriwal only?
I think AAP is equal to Arvind Kejriwal is not our agenda. I feel it has somewhat captured the people's interest in such a way that because he's such a dynamic and a strong leader. But AAP has presence in Gujarat, where it has 5 MLAs. Can you imagine any party randomly from AP, Telangana, Karnataka, or whatever it is, go contest in Gujarat and win 13% vote share, 40 lakh votes and 5 MLAs? No. Arvind Kejriwal had no interest of becoming a chief minister of Gujarat, but still AAP captured the interest of people of Gujarat. So did it in Goa with 2 MLAs. So it is spreading on a rapid scale. Nobody knows, but it has mayors in some of the towns and cities in Madhya Pradesh. It has mayors it has councillors and corporators in Gujarat, in Rajasthan, in Uttar Pradesh. So many things are under the radar, under the carpet, that we don't see it. But definitely we need to build strong leadership at the state level. We can't always carry the image of Arvind Kejriwal ji, because they want, just like how Delhi is looking at Arvind Kejriwal ji, we want new leadership to emerge where people will look at that leadership in that particular state, and I totally agree with you on that.
And regarding the liquor scam, Arvind Kejriwal, apart from Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia, as we all know, Kavita also got arrested from BRS, and in this Telangana state level, Congress is blaming BJP that BRS has become the B team of BJP, and probably BRS might merge with BJP also in future. Now, after this particular election scenario, you could not form a coalition in Haryana, and BJP is ahead now. Would you expect the same dialogues from the Congress now, that AAP is secretly worked for the victory of the BJP? Can you?
I mean, that is, see, you can't,
because
you can expect
all the 3 people have got arrested in the same scam, and the same thing we can expect. What's your view?
If you had to repeat your question, you are saying that AAP is a B team of.
Yeah, if Congress might blame AAP as a B team, because they are already doing that with BRS, saying that BRS has got a secret deal just for a bail to Kavita, and just to get the bail for Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia, they have a secret pact in Haryana elections which favors BJP.
Well, I would completely discredit them as rumors. There's no point giving them such importance, honestly. So what Congress has to say about BRS is what Congress has to say. I don't have anything about it, but definitely Congress at the national leadership level, you have to note, not at the state level, at the national leadership level, completely believe that along with Congress, if there's any other party, or maybe even more than Congress for that matter, if there's any party that is staunchly fighting against BJP and standing up against them, none of our leaders have switched over to BJP because we have cases on us. None of us leaders have put on the saffron flag, the BJP's flag, just because they have purchased us. Maybe one or two people have gone, but not as many as any other political party is concerned. So I think we are the one of the parties, or maybe the only party, that is standing up against BJP from day one. From day one, there was no compromise with BJP whatsoever. So any speculation on this regard can just be disregarded, according to me.
Okay, very fine answer what we are expecting. And if we see the latest counts, yes, still BJP is in 48 and Congress is leading in 36. And others are also very much limited. So do you think this, what is the lesson that you are going to learn from this election, Mr. Reddy?
Like
will this be impacting your future election?
Of course it will. It
In
will.
what way?
In future election, in the sense in Delhi, or you're saying in
Anyway.
general? No, I mean, see, for a political party, a win is always a boost to its cadre. Just imagine if Congress was on the verge of victory, and if Aam Aadmi Party had won 4 or 5 seats and it was in a position to be the kingmaker, my face would have been lit up more brighter than all these lights that are shining on me. So any political party, a victory is a boost to its leadership, to its cadre, to its supporters and members. So this will cause some amount of disappointment within us, but it will only give us more reason to work harder, I feel. And we as a political party, as a national party, I'd like to say, recognized by the Election Commission of India, want to spread across the nation, and Telangana is also on our radar. And we had Mr. Sanjay Singh, if you have heard of him, the Rajya Sabha MP, visit Telangana actually last weekend, and he spent a solid day with all the volunteers of Telangana and encouraging us to fight the local body elections, to contest the GHMC elections that are due in 1 year. So our plan is going to be stay focused on local elections, is what the party's focus going to be. But the party at the national level is of course going to focus on the elections in Delhi and hopefully Gujarat, maybe in 2 years' time.
Yes, we have got an update that BJP is going still ahead in Haryana. 49 is the number. Congress is still trailing. 35 is the number now, whereas others are having a very minor impact as far as Haryana is concerned. And Jammu and Kashmir, National Conference and Congress are faring very well. 52 they have, or they are leading. PDP is ahead in 4, BJP is ahead in 26, and others are ahead in 8 constituencies. Okay, if we shift our focus a little bit, though you are not contesting in Jammu and Kashmir, what's your opinion on?
We did contest a few seats in Jammu and Kashmir as
How
well.
many? Sorry.
I think 3 to 4 is my figure, is what we have contested, where we had strong candidates
In Jammu?
in Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay. Okay, what's your say in Jammu and Kashmir then?
So Jammu and Kashmir is seeing elections after such a long period of time. It had gone through a huge turmoil over the past few years. So I feel the election results indicate that Jammu and Kashmir also rejects the divisive politics of BJP. It clearly gives a one-sided mandate towards the Alliance of National Conference and the INC, Indian National Congress. So I guess we've also seen how they've split up Ladakh, and Ladakh is on its own right now, and we have seen the climate activists marching towards Delhi being arrested and then detained for so long. So a lot of dissent is being cut down in Jammu and Kashmir. I know Jammu and Kashmir is a very sensitive matter, and it is very sensitive for national security. But no matter how sensitive it is, I feel there is a certain value to human life and human liberty, and you can't control those just by switching off internet, by imposing sections 144 whenever you feel like, by running the government through lieutenant governor and governor. So I guess these are the things, if you want to really truly bring change to Jammu and Kashmir, I guess it is by giving the people the confidence that they can have an elected government and they can live there with freedom and peace. So if they did believe in that, if the BJP was working towards that, because indirectly BJP was governing Jammu and Kashmir for the past 3 years or so, BJP has been governing. They had a golden opportunity to show the country. Why show the country to the voters? If they had the golden opportunity, because they could single-handedly control each and every aspect of administration in Jammu and Kashmir for the last 3 years. Why didn't the people of the valley, the Kashmir valley especially, I know they got seats from Jammu, but they haven't received any seats from the Kashmir valley. So why couldn't they gain the trust of people from Kashmir valley is my question.
No, we have got another fresh update that BJP is still going ahead in Haryana with 50 seats. Congress 34, it still dropped down, whereas others, only INLD is ahead in 2 and others are in 4. Whereas in as far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, 52 is the number for National Conference and Congress, and PDP is leading in 4 and BJP is 26. This is the latest update what we have got, and others are ahead in 8 seats in Jammu and Kashmir. So coalition definitely is working in Jammu and Kashmir, whereas coalition is losing in Haryana, I can say. Do you
Yeah.
agree?
There is a no coalition in Haryana, so I would say Congress is losing. I don't.
That's what, not
Yeah.
forming a coalition probably
Might be a
backfired.
fact, might have backfired. So if the strong leadership of Aam Aadmi Party and the support base it has in Haryana had joined and strengthened the forces of Congress, maybe it could have led to a better performance. I wouldn't say it would have changed the entire result outcome, but maybe not 34-50s as to what we are seeing right now. It could have led to a better performance. So I guess it is definitely time for introspection, because if Congress and allied parties of this country who are pro-democracy, who are pro-liberalism, who are pro-people, pro-farmers, army, pro-Jawan and Kisan, and if they want the BJP to fall and the BJP to take a back seat in the next elections, they need to form a consensus going forward for any assembly election that is going to happen going forward.
Yeah, if you see even the coalition, actually PDP also wanted to join the NC plus INC coalition, but both of the parties have rejected because of their own personal reasons. But yes, the NC and INC is clear, emerging as a clear winner. So but that particular formula, unfortunately, it's not
It
working in
hasn't worked in
Haryana.
Haryana.
So unfortunately, it is not. From your point of view, unfortunately, it is losing.
Yeah.
And we have to wait and watch till the last moment. Coming to, we were discussing before about Jammu and Kashmir. So we have to agree to a little bit extent that after the abrogation of Article 370, definitely the condition in Kashmir has changed. We have to agree that because the numbers are showing that the tourism is increased rapidly, and the stone pelting has decreased very much, and the drift between the citizens and the army is also decreasing day by day. We have to agree with that, whether to whatever party we support or we belong to, the numbers are showing. But still, people are choosing NC and INC only. How do you see that?
So, I mean, maybe numbers are showing that. I'll have to actually honestly look into them. I'm not very sure. Sometimes numbers can be hidden under the carpet. You never know what's happening. But in terms of terrorist attacks that have been taking place, they have definitely, they are still going on. We can't deny the fact that our army men aren't being targeted from every day, every week to week or month to month. We open a newspaper, we say some army person or some army personnel have been attacked in Jammu and Kashmir. So, like I said, I guess people there value freedom, freedom of speech, freedom to follow their religion, freedom to have movement, freedom to internet, I would say the least of all in this day and age. So these are being curbed in Jammu and Kashmir at whenever they wish and whenever they will. So I think people of Jammu and Kashmir feel like they want to have someone from their own state to represent. So that's why national conference. So I guess Umar Abdullah, Farooq Abdullah have done a lot of groundwork in the past few years where they have also taken a backseat. They didn't perform well in the Lok Sabha elections. So I guess they have done their, like I said, the same analogy where they are voting for their local and regional party when it comes to state elections. So if you see, they have contested, I guess, close to 50 seats. NC has contested 50 seats, 50 or maybe more, maybe 60. But they have performed so much better than all other BJP, Congress, PDP, all combined together. NC is leading even when all the other parties' numbers are combined together.
Yes.
So I guess the local agenda has struck the chord with the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and that's what is driving this forward.
Yeah, but Jammu and Kashmir are just choosing only the traditional parties in Kashmir. We have to agree for that, because that's what the main political campaign agenda of the BJP, that they have to get separated from the traditional parties or the family politics. Rather, we have that's precisely what you call. BJP was very much particular, saying that say no to the family parties, and they said that obviously PDP is a family party, National Conference is a family party, and they always continuously say that Congress is definitely the bigger family party. But now people are choosing family party only. What's your saying?
I mean, see, I definitely am against dynastic politics. So if you say that but Indian evolution has been such that people look up to people who are of one family. So though we disagree with it, the general perception of the people is, okay, Rashekar Reddy is such a great tall leader, now Jagan Mohan Reddy is going to be such a leader. Now KCR is such a tall leader, I guess KTR would be. So this is a general perception that people have been following since ages. I guess it has come with a lot of kingdoms, kings, it's been passed down. So it's not something new to India, but it is something that is bad to India, I feel personally. But let's not forget the fact that BJP is also one of the biggest dynastic politics. It just doesn't completely disclose it. But Sushma Swaraj's daughter is contesting in Delhi, she has won. Rajnath Singh's son will contest. JP Nadda's son will contest. Everybody, Mr. Jay
But
Shah.
at least what they say is the top leadership is not dynasty.
No, it doesn't matter, right? Like Modi doesn't. What if Modi had kids? Maybe they would have also contested. It's just that he doesn't have, but everybody else is contesting. Everybody else is having some or the other post. Tell me, what credibility does Mr. Jay Shah have to hold such a high post? He doesn't know how to play gully cricket. And you are talking about dynasty. At least Rahul Gandhi can talk, can hold the position of leader of opposition. Whereas Mr. Jay Shah doesn't know what he's doing, and he's holding such a huge post. So I'm not comparing, or I'm not backing Mr. Rahul Gandhi here because and his dynastic roots. But what I'm trying to say is, let's not forget the fact that BJP is also a dynastic party. It is just brushing the paint on someone else and trying to keep its own slate clean, but it's not. It is also guilty of dynastic politics, is what we have to observe.
Okay, yeah, the numbers has not changed. We haven't got any change in the numbers. So, yeah, we'll shift to your personal thing, Mr. Reddy. What motivated you to join up? At what age have you joined? At what age have you entered the politics?
So I personally was, I guess, 17 years old when I was inspired by the movement of Anna Hazareji, India Against Corruption, in Delhi. So I was completely glued to the television when I was seeing the protests taking place in New Delhi, and I was always following the news. But one fine day, when I've seen that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and his associates have formed a party and have been campaigning extensively in Delhi, I've still followed them, but I've never visited them. But once they won the elections in Delhi, the first time in 2013, that's when I went and I joined the party, and I've been campaigning for them for close to 10 years now. So whenever there's an election happening in Delhi, let it be the Lok Sabha election or the MCD election, I shift my focus to Delhi and work from the war room of the National Party. Now, to answer the question as to why I joined Aam Aadmi Party and why not any other party, is because they were the only and the first party that have challenged the status quo. They came from nowhere. If we see, let's say, a pick for an IPL team or a team in the World Cup, we always root for the underdog. These guys are underdogs. They have come, they're fresh off the boat, and they're challenging the might of this Indian electoral system and the political parties. So they were one such party who came out as commoners and who challenged the status quo and have questioned in a logical and a very reasonable way as to why the politics have to change. We always talk about who is this, what has he done or what has he not done, or we always talk about political figures but not about their policies. Whereas Aam Aadmi Party has forced the national parties, let it be Congress, let it be BJP, to talk about policies. Now they're talking about education. Now they're talking about healthcare. This was missing in our Indian political arena for all these days. They have been discussing all sorts of things, all personal aspects, which don't do any good to people. But whereas Aam Aadmi Party has got such topics to the table, to the forefront, where the political parties are now being forced to talk about development. They are being forced. Now if you see the agenda items that Mr. Revant Reddy has implemented in Telangana, the electricity, or let's talk about the free bus to the women. So all these are ones that are flagship programs started by Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi.
Yes.
So we are changing the political narrative. Though we are small, but we are the fastest growing party. In 10 years, we have we have state government in 2 states. We have the leader, we have the state party category recognition in Gujarat, in Goa, and we have recognized by the by the Election Commission of India as the national party. So I guess this is the growing party where young minds, where the youth of this nation can take part. Do you see a person of my age represent a national party in any other political forum at this level without any backing? I don't think so. To be in Indian politics, either you need to have muscle power or money power or a fancy surname. And I'm proud to say that I don't have any 3 of these. I don't have muscle power, I don't have money power, I don't have a strong family name. But still, this party has given me a chance to fight for the people and to stand for what I feel is right. And that's the reason why I chose the party.
Okay, what are your prospects in Telangana?
Well, like I said, our leadership has given only a very strong indication towards us that we have limited resources and we are very limited people. We can't come to any state for that matter without that state proving on its own. So we are in the process of working, we are in the process of building cadre, we are working on GHMC, on local issues, on working around the wards, especially right now. So our focus for the next 1 year is to stay focused on the GHMC arena, local body elections, let it be anywhere in the state for that matter. So we want to prove to our leadership that we are worth their time and energies. And once we do that, the national leadership is also going to turn their focus onto the state, and hopefully in the upcoming assembly elections, we'll be giving a good and a strong fight in at least good number of seats.
Just one flash news we have received that Vinesh Phogat, what you are saying about the Pahalman movement, he is also trailing by 3,000 votes. So what do you say on this? Because actually this has become a very top of the
very hot topic
regarding the Pahalwan. As you said that up is the slogan is Pahalwan, but Vinesh Phogat has joined the Congress party, and after the Olympics issue has happened, she joining Congress, and there was a mixed response from him in the sports arena also.
Yeah.
But now there's not created anything, and she is trailing behind the BJP because even this woman or the sports person or the or whatever it is, nothing has worked out. We have to agree to that. What's your say on this?
I mean, she definitely gave a tough fight at Olympics. I guess she's giving a tough fight. 3,000 votes is not a huge margin, but I hope she passes that and then emerges victorious. That's all I can hope. But I guess somewhere the Congress party should have done better, because all the exit polls have clearly indicated that Congress is going to form the government with an absolute majority, with a huge majority. But the tables have turned the other way, so I'm not quite sure why she is trailing, but I hope she emerges victorious.
Okay. Another update we have got is BJP's Gaurav Gautam is also in lead with a very huge margin in Palwal, 58,000. This is the biggest margin that any candidate is having as of now, and Bahujan Samaj Party is in 2 places, it is in the 2nd position. What's your say about Bahujan Samaj Party? Because actually Arvind Kejriwal, and at one particular point of time there was a rumor that Arvind Kejriwal is going to match up with the BSP, but in any state it did not work out. What's that?
No, I think BSP as a party is slowly dying down, honestly. If you have seen the Lok Sabha, though there are huge sympathizers and members and a traditional voter base that BSP is still holding on to, But I still feel the leadership itself is not very serious about the party. If you see Mr. Praveen Kumar, the retired IPS officer,
Okay.
he was a torchbearer for BSP in Telangana. Where is he now? He shifted over to BRS. So that clearly shows that the party itself is not very serious on either expansion or establishing in its own traditional voter base, that is Uttar Pradesh. Miss Mayawati has not campaigned so strongly during Lok Sabha elections. Reasons can be only known to her, but I feel BSP is still holding on to those few candidates, who are either in disagreement with the party, shift over to BSP, get the ticket and win on their own credibility. Or there is a huge Dalit voter base in that locality and they resonate with the ideology of BSP and Ambedkarite ideology, and they are still sticking on to it. But I feel BSP doesn't have the scope to grow. It is going to be limited to either few seats or somewhere or with no seats and just a member based party throughout the country, but I don't see a scope for it to grow beyond that.
Okay, still Congress MP Kumari Selja, who is probably the most important face, is optimistic that Haryana, the same 60 mark, she is still very much optimistic that Congress is going to win 60 seats. That is what the latest update we have got. And AAP Haryana President Sushil Gupta stated that we still want BJP to be ousted from the state regardless who forms the government. This corrupt and arrogant BJP must be removed from the power. This is the latest statement from your party president Sushil Gupta. So, completely targeting the BJP.
Of course, there is no doubt about it.
Okay.
Aam Aadmi Party is targeting BJP. There is no second question about it, and we want to target BJP for only this reason. If the country exists and if the democratic institution exists, tomorrow we can fight Congress. But if they want to kill all the democratic institutions, if they want to eradicate all the elections and just make it one nation, one election, whom do we even fight? Yes, we want to fight Congress. Yes, we want to fight other political parties. But if there is no democracy existing, how do we even fight them? That's the only reason why we are fighting BJP. Because they want to discredit and take the ownership of all democratic institutions that are supposed to be run in a fair manner and in a free manner. But that is not being, that is the exact opposite is being done by BJP, and that's why we have to join hands to save the country, not to save our own selves. We are not here to save our party. We are here to fight for the country and fight for. Now, just imagine, when do the political leaders visit people? When? Elections, right? Tomorrow there are GHMC elections. Political leaders visit. People voice their opinion. Political opponents voice their opinion. There is some sort of narrative that takes place, and the parties promise something. There is some sort of course correction that happens. Okay, if not this way, that way. Now the next comes assembly elections. Some sort of alignment happens, some sort of agreements happen. Next Lok Sabha election. Now, if you want to cancel all of this and just have one face, Mr. Modi ji's face, and run the country on that, you're not going to see politicians ever visit people. Take it in writing that the politicians will never visit people. Once in 5 years, they'll come to you. They will reduce the petrol by 5 rupees. They will ask you votes. Some or the other incident will happen in the country. They'll make people forget everything about what happened in the 5 years. They'll make you remember that one single incident that has happened in the last 5 days or 5 months, and they'll ask you votes on that. So they are finding it very hard to brainwash people for every election. So they want to brainwash them once in every 5 years. That's the idea of bringing one nation, one election. No country, no developed country, no democratic huge country has one nation, one election. Let it be US, Germany, France, UK. They have local bodies, they have their state elections, they have their national elections. Why does Modi ji want to change this tradition that has been coming on for so many years? Because he is tired. He doesn't want to campaign for every election, because he knows if he doesn't go for the campaign, they are going to lose. So he can't keep going for campaigning every year. So he said, let me go campaigning for once. So it is for his convenience that he is doing it. It's not for the nation.
But one nation, one election, Narendra Modi, how long? He's already 75 years old.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think he's doing it for himself alone. Probably you might be right that he's doing for the party's benefit. But How long will one
Who knows?
person called Narendra Modi will
Narendra
continue
Modi
in
was
politics?
supposed to resign at 75. He made Murli Manohar Joshi resign. He made LK Advani ji resign. Why is he not resigning? What is stopping him from resigning? Why is he not sticking to the rule of 75 years? Because he has no idea of resigning. He wants to stay.
Next year.
And he knows that if it doesn't happen, and if the political parties form a coalition, or if there is another government in the country, Mr. Narendra Modi is going to get investigated for all the crimes he has done, for all the financial crimes he has done, and for all the religious crimes he has done.
One thing you have pointed out GHMC elections and one nation, one election. You said that it is anti-democratic. If we both combine GHMC right now, do you think is there anything called democracy in GHMC?
Not
right
at
now?
all.
Because
Not at all, sir.
it is the VRS who won. Mayor also
Yeah.
is basically
Yeah.
a BRS candidate, but now only mayor is from the Congress. Congress is having very minimal seats in GHMC, but the mayor is the Congress. How do you see democracy in GHMC at all at the present?
It is not just GHMC. You have brought a very huge point to the table today. It is not just GHMC. You pick any municipal corporation in this country, it is suffering from this. All the municipal corporations, all the local governances in this country are hijacked and controlled by the state governments. So there is Amendment 78 and Amendment 77. These amendments dilute the power from the center to state and the state to local bodies, whereas the states still have control over local bodies. So the mayor is literally toothless. Do you know how much a corporator gets paid as salary? Close to 8,000 rupees. For close to 60,000 electorates on an average, a corporator gets 8,000 rupees, whereas close to 2.5 lakh voters for an MLA is getting 3 lakh rupees. So a corporator is a person who has to travel day in, day out, interact with the people, know the local issues, fight for them, go to the offices and get the issues addressed, where he is getting 8,000 rupees, whereas an MLA who has to go to assembly and who is not so much involved in the local issues is getting 3 lakhs. So there is a complete bias between local leaders and for local governance. So this is pan-India issue, and it is also being seen here. So let me just say, if Mr. Revanth Reddy ji, he shifts over to BJP today, which has only 8 MLAs in the assembly, can he become the CM of the Telangana state?
You can't.
Then why is that rule applied to the mayor?
That's what.
Every person of this city has to ask that question. I don't think even 70% of the people know the name of the mayor, because the mayor has no power. You have just made them as a statutory body. They sit, they have an office, they sign whatever the CM sends. Then what's the point of having the mayor? Why are you wasting so much money? Why are you even creating such post? A mayor should be the most powerful post after the CM in this state is what I think. After the CM of Telangana, the most powerful post should be that of the mayor. But they are not letting that happen because they don't want new political leadership to grow.
And we are having a breaking news. Yeah, we have got the update that BJP is at 49 and again it has moved to 50. Congress is at 34, and whereas Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, 52 is leading seats, where National Conference is leading at 52, PDP is leading at 3 and BJP is leading at 26 state. We are going to have a short break over here and we will get back to you. Keep watching CVR News English.